The release controls the release time of the Thor notes. Thor is what's producing these notes, by the way. Let's just quickly listen to this with a different loop behind it. Let's go back to the house loop. Heat it up a little bit as well. Alright, that gives you an idea of deep chord. Tom has also programmed a variety of other patches that use vocoding in interesting ways. You can see our vocode filter section right there. So if you like this patch, there's many more patches that are similar. Finally, I'd like to showcase Fixed Filter Bank. This is by myself and is inspired by a filter bank featured in an exotic German hardware synth. I won't get into the technical aspects of it, but trust me, if you're a Reason sound designer, you'll definitely want to examine the routing behind this patch. Let's first listen to a dry acoustic drum loop. Alright, now let's bring in the combinator. Got some delay going on, we'll take that out for the moment just so we can hear what's going on. Basically, we have 10 filter bands, all independently panable. Volume can be tweaked for each one. The stretch knob controls the space between the filter bands. Are they close together? Are they far away? The peaks knob controls the resonance of each filter band. We can change some of the filters to use Filter FM using this button. And we can change one of the filters to Formants with this button. Add a little bit of distortion with the Dirt button. And there's an LFO that will control the stretch knob. Okay, now the third knob is a little bit more complicated. It switches us from a non-sequenced patch to a sequenced patch. When it's in sequenced mode, every one of the filter bands is controllable by a matrix pattern sequencer. We can turn a drum loop into anything we want using these sequencers. This patch is basically a synthesizer on its own. Let's go back quickly to the dry patch, just to give you some perspective. Okay, now back to the sequenced patch. So by changing the sequence in the matrices, we can have a completely different patch. I'll just quickly do something. So it's safe to say that that's totally different than what we started with, just by almost randomly tweaking the sequencers. And then not only is that totally different than the original patch, but it's completely different than the original loop. Let's go back to that dry loop one more time. And let's go to the loop that I just created. And now let's go to the loop that comes packaged inside this patch, just by reloading the patch. You can see with this patch, you can almost design your beat from scratch. You can choose a loop, choose a sound, it might even be just noise or an oscillator, and you can craft it into something that sounds synthetic and otherworldly and basically just completely different. All right, we've reached the end of this demo video. I hope that's given everyone a good taste of what's possible using Filter Research. Thanks for viewing this video, and don't forget to download the free Filter Research demo refill. You'll get 15 of the 200 included patches in the full refill, and a chance to play with these effects using your own audio inputs. Make no mistake, if you like what you've heard here, this is only the beginning of the possibilities in the full version of Filter Research. Don't forget to email me or post on our forum if you have more questions about this or any other Nucleus Sound Lab product. Thanks again.